pray, you walk. You don't pray for blessing. If he says walk in unity, walk in unity. God himself will be moved by that and he will command a blessing. You will not ask for a blessing. When people are fighting against each other, we are supposed to be mediators and not mediocres. We should carry peace. It's mediocres who mess up with peace. But mediators want peace. There is nothing that is good when we have peace. And that is why Jesus, God himself begins to say that I am pleased when brethren dwell in unity. Because in that unity, I command a blessing. There are people you are praying for a blessing. There are prayers you don't pray, you walk. You don't pray for blessing. If he says walk in unity, walk in unity. God himself will be moved by that and he will command a blessing. You will not ask for a blessing. In other words, if blessing is missing in your life, then you need to realize and realign back to the gospel of peace and walk in unity with all men. Because the dominion of the church is dwelt in unity, in oneness. Because the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, they are one. That is why Jesus was praying that as we are one, oh God, make them one. That is what he was realizing, that when we are talking about the church, the essence of oneness must come in within. And that is why the dominion of the church is in oneness. That is why you begin to realize that we have many churches in the city, but the city cannot be affected because we are not one. Why? You begin to realize when TOT is having a crusade, another church also mobilizes its members and they have a crusade. Instead of as the church coming as one, empower each other so that we can affect the city, we are already fighting. We are saying this church is bad, the other church is bad. There is something that is wrong with your head. If it doesn't go your way, go with the man of God who goes your way and live about the other man of God. The judge is God. You cannot understand the dimensions that God is dealing with men. And that is why you begin to realize if even Jesus himself was to be in our age, even you will reject him. Because at the time he met Bartimaeus, he said, you are healed. What do you want? I want to see. But when it comes to another man who was sick and he was blind, he took his saliva, mate, and mix muchanga even mad. And then he tells the man, go and wash in the pool of Siloam. If that man was today, you go to the crusade of Jesus and you get himself spitting down and mixing mud and smearing it in the eyes of men, what will you say? You. We say, yes, Wabana. Yes, Wabana. Yeah, man of God. No. And you begin finding it in the news. The man of God spat down and smeared mud. That is occultic. You don't know the dimensions that man ascended into by the wisdom that he attained to be able to spit down. And that man was healed. Now, I begin to ask myself, how did that man go to the pool of Siloam? How did he know the way to the pool of Siloam? And because Jesus did not speak about telling him, go with the man. He said, go. And he went. And after seeing, he came back. Himself. We are not told of an account where he went with the man. He went himself with mud on his eyes. Oh, I can see. The dominion of the church must be brought back.